Hi, my name is Atreides, and I really love Dragon Quest. I grew up with the franchise, and I'm pretty much excited to jump back into the original trilogy now that we're getting an HD 2D remake, starting with Dragon Quest III. Of course, when the remakes for 1 and 2 come out, you bet I'll be playing them and streaming them here on the channel as well. That said, should you even consider going back to Dragon Quest I? I'm not just referring to the remakes. Whether you choose to play the original on NES, any of the current enhanced ports, or the HD 2D remake, is it going to be a worthwhile investment? After all, Dragon Quest I is the granddaddy of JRPGs. It might not exactly be the first, but it is the one that propelled the genre forward. Without it, we wouldn't have the genre that we enjoy today. Many of the tropes and genre conventions stem from this game, but that also brings into light the fact that this game is old. A lot of what makes it tick may no longer resonate with players today. The biggest point of contention is the grinding. You will grind in Dragon Quest I. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The game is all about walking around a location, talking to NPCs to figure out where to go next, and then grinding for a while to level up and afford the gear you need to survive the trek to your destination. Once you get there, the cycle repeats until you finish the game. Take the first area of the game for example. You boot up Dragon Quest, and you start at Tantagel Castle. You get a bit of gold from the king, but it's not enough to buy you everything. You'll want a better sword, shield, and armor. The next town is just up to the northwest, but surviving the journey will be next to impossible without the right equipment and if you're underleveled. However, it was during this grind that the magic set in. See, when I first started, my goal was to buy the copper sword, but it's 180 gold. While I was out grinding to save up for that amount, I was consistently leveling up. By the time I was able to afford what I wanted, I leveled up enough to also gain the heal spell. Now, I could last a lot longer in the fields to fight monsters and grind without having to go back to town and spend money at an inn. When I got to the next town, I realized I needed to level up a bit before crossing the bridge to reach my next destination. I began to grind for a bit, and when I got to a level I was comfortable with, I discovered I almost had enough gold to buy the next set of powerful gear. As I played the game up to the very end, this cycle repeated. There was never a moment where I felt I was just grinding for nothing without achieving 2 or 3 other goals at the same time. Dragon Quest made the grind not only an essential part of the experience, but also a fun one. I always felt like I was accomplishing things and I never felt like the grind was painful or boring. On NES, it took me about 12 hours to beat. I took my time, playing only about an hour each day. I played it on the Switch, and with the enhancements and adjustments they made on that version, which is based on the mobile port, it only took me under 7 hours to finish. That was time well spent. I had a lot of fun, and because it's such a short grind, Dragon Quest I has become one of my favorite JRPGs to jump back into from time to time. I wouldn't call it my favorite in the franchise, and it's not always the best choice for a newcomer. But for those who know what they're getting into, Dragon Quest I is a bona fide blast to play. My point is, the grind of Dragon Quest I is there for a reason, and it's fun. If you get anything out of this video, it should be that. I hope you have fun when you give the game a try, regardless of which version you decide to pick up. My name is Atreides, and thank you for watching.